Look at this amazing squash. It's a great fall recipe. I love it so much. Cut the squash in half, fill it full of onion, carrot. If you have zucchini, put zucchini on there. I'm trying something different today. I put butter, sea salt, and tarragon on there. I'd like to see what that tastes like.
Now wait just a cotton picking minute. Why are we cooking up squash in my kitchen? Isn't this a book review site? It is. It's just that my next guest grew this squash, that's all. I thought you might like it. It's a great fall recipe. We're going to talk good books. So join me next on Tell Us the Truth Reviews as I sit down with author Melody Carlson, author of delicious novels, gardener of delicious food.
Would you have thought 20 years ago that you would have written 200 books and sold over 5 million copies?
And actually, my agent just sent me new numbers. It's 6.5 million now. I don't even know how.
Is that all?
Is that all? I know. Well, for some people that's a small number, but for me it's a big number.
It's
no,
huge.
I never dreamed when I started writing that this was where we were going.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. You have just written a new series. You're starting the dating games.
Yeah, it's the series called The Dating Games, and it's 5 girls who are in a private, slightly conservative school, and they're all about 16, 17, but they haven't been on a real date. They've been on, some, group dates and things, And kids even will say they're dating when they're just like holding hands, when they're 13. But these girls they're serious. They want to go on a date, and something's going on in the school that they don't really know about, and that's that the boys, it's a private Christian school, and the boys have been lectured by the dean of boys about dating, how you should act and how it's really better not to date. The girls don't know really what they've heard. They just know they've heard something, and so the boys aren't asking them out. So the one girl, who's the new girl, is trying to figure out a way to get them to do that, and they established the dating games. And it's 5 girls, all different kind of backgrounds and different attitudes towards dating, some really shy and some really not shy, and so they form this club, and the first book is called First Date, and they set each other up for their first date, for homecoming.
There's a lot of pressure on girls today, just thinking of reality TV and everything that the world says you should do.
Mm-hmm.
I as a mom, I have a 13-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son, and I'm trying to teach them, how serious dating is, and how you should respect someone and the things you should and shouldn't do. But reality TV tells us something completely different. And do you address that at all in
Yeah,
the book?
actually one of the girls, the girl who's sort of instigating the whole thing to start with, who's coming from a pretty liberal, worldly background where she's been doing everything and breaking rules and getting in trouble, which is why she's at this new school. Her parents decided, okay, this is enough. And her parents are divorced, and so she's dealing with stuff anyway. But she's bringing her ideals, which are more like reality TV, and it's like, oh, we should do this and we should do that. And some of the other girls are more conservative, and some are more in the middle. And so they actually make rules. They call it the DG, and the DG rules. And the rules get heavily influenced by some of the more conservative ones because they're being really cautious, which
Right.
ends up being kind of a good thing for the others. I mean, one of them, they're supposed to report to each other, but there's things that they do and do not do on dates. But of course, they're going to break the rules because that makes the story more fun.
Because that's what we do.
Yes.
Rules are meant to be broken. You address some pretty edgy topics. For being a Christian writer, you're not afraid to go to those places and address things that some people would rather avoid. It's, I don't really want to talk about, sex or boys trying something on a date or drug abuse or whatever, because sometimes I feel like if I lay low enough as a mom, And, if I just play dead long enough, maybe nobody will notice that those things are out there. If I don't bring it up, maybe they won't know about it.
Yes.
It's
That's a common thing with parents of teenagers, I think.
Yeah.
They just have this idea that,
Yeah.
that if you don't talk about it, it won't happen.
I remember being a teenager, and I didn't have a Christian influence in my life then, so it was even that much harder. But to know now, having someone speak into your life about, here's what you could face. I mean, these are some real life situations, and here's what God says in that is fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and one thing I've said to parents is, you do read the books, teen books, because in case you did forget what it's like to be a teenager, and a lot of parents of teenagers take that hat off because they're so ready to be the perfect parent to a teen that they forget what it was like. But read it, and read it with your daughter, and then, most of my books have discussion questions at the back, or I've got them available online, and then just do those questions, because you can have a conversation that's not necessarily about your child, or it's not really about you having sex, it's about this character, so it allows you to discuss things and to get into the heart of your teenager without, being too intrusive.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to say, what could Jane have done different?
Exactly.
Do you know anybody who's ever experienced anything like Julia? I mean, that does make it nice, to be able to ask questions like that outside the box a little.
Yeah.
Teenage girls get a little defensive when you cross their space.
Exactly, and timing, I think, is everything too, and I think parents forget about that. In fact, I wrote a book called Dear Mom, because the publisher asked me, would you do this? And it's advice to moms, written in the voice of a teenage girl.
Wow.
So it just kind of takes the mom through the whole thing. I'll have to give you a book.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm afraid what she's going to say to me. Yeah, no, I would love it.
Yeah, because it's a pretty sassy teenage girl.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a good reminder of what it was like. And I think it's easy to forget when you're parenting.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have a new article coming out soon. Tell us a little bit about the article that you wrote regarding
yesterday I just wrote sort of a fun one. It's for Animal Crossing, and it's 5 things not to do on your first date. And they came up with the title, but it was to go along with the book, First Date. And so I happened to send out a newsletter. It was also this week, and it was about the dating game. So for a contest, I asked the readers to say, what would you not do? And so it was really fun, some of the things they said. I mean, one of them was like, don't eat garlic. And then the next one was, don't kiss. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if you don't eat garlic, I mean, you should eat garlic, because then you won't kiss.
That's a good point.
But because a lot of them said, don't kiss on the first date, which I thought, well, good for them. And they gave reasons why. It's like, you should really get to know the guy. And these are teenage girls, and I'm thinking, I'm glad that they would even think along those lines. And there were things even as simple as, don't be texting on your phone, which I think is just, politeness.
Common courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, just a lot of fun, interesting things. And you could tell that they were really thinking about things. And a lot of it boiled back down to, you need to get to know this person, and, you don't want to put too much into it in your first date. You want to get acquainted before you say, I want to marry you. Yeah.
It's good stuff. See you next time.